a definite highlight of just our time spent together as a team would be when we found out that Mike knew, or when we found out that Meg knew what our next round spike was, and we couldn't wait to hear couldn't wait for her to come up with something clever, a clever way to tell us what it was. We rioted her house with mob rule and had sticks and mops and glow sticks and marched up 3rd Street around 10 o'clock at night to her house with protest signs. She wasn't there, and it didn't work, but it was still really cool to see that even in moments of pure anarchy, we're still a team.
Okay, my aha moment was probably like 2 weeks ago when I was helping my kindergarten class, and it was just so frustrating for me because like I was pulling students, I was supposed to have them come out and like retell a story using telling me 3 sentences but using and then, and it was just so difficult and frustrating for me that they tasked something so simple of them and they couldn't do it. It was just so frustrating to me. And then I was like, wow, I was just telling them this is so important. You guys have to know this for your future. So
my most memorable experience not only was the outdoor classroom, but it was when one of my 4th graders, who was the problem child of the group, was really into rapping and everything and making a beat to everything. So me and him came up with the thing to remember his math skills. And later that day, he didn't want to work with the teacher. He wanted to work with me, which was really, it really meant a lot to me.
One of my favorite memories, I think, would lie in the outdoor classroom. On our big bust all day on Saturday, we put in over 12 hours of work as a team. And we had so much support from our sponsor, and some of the teachers came out and brought us food, and our principal bought us 13 pizzas from Papa John's. And that was just to know that people were really in support behind us of what we were doing really meant a lot to me. So that was a great moment as far as Magnolia goes.
Something that really stood out was the completion of the outdoor garden that made me cry. No, it was a really cool moment, and to see how we can get the majority of the garden done in one day as a team and then finish throughout the week was amazing.
One of the really moments that were special to me was I was working in my 1st grade class, and one of the kids looked up at me, and this kid Franklin, he grabbed my hand and he said, "You know what, Mr. B, I really like you." And it was, really simple, but it was a really special moment. It really made me feel really happy what I was doing, and proud that I was on the Spike.
I have to say a couple of my favorite aha moments were when this girl was holding my hand and she put it up to her face, and the teacher was like, "That's good. She doesn't talk to anybody," so she really liked me.
I guess my ha-ha moment would have been my last day of my 1st class, when a videotape actually caught me crying as I was saying goodbye to the kids. I didn't think I would get that emotional just after working with the kids for 2.5 weeks, but not only was I crying, but the teacher and many of the students too, and I got a great book of thank yous, and even a couple people signing I love yous. It's hard to believe that just after a couple of weeks of working with these kids, that would be their kind of reaction, but as I still continue to look through that book today, that would be my ha-ha moment.